We found them in a backwater of a planet, surrounded by a nearly impenetrable cloud of media satellites, ricocheting data from the surface to the skies and back. The trail that led us to them, a ghostly cacophony of information, broadcasted uninterrupted since several generations ago, growing more and more complex by each light year we got closer to them, until not even us were able to take it. For 10 orbits of their planet around their single star we observed. We studied them. We tried to make sense of their culture and their habits, all in vain. Human toddlers were exposed since young to what other species of the universe considered psychological warfare, torture even. An endless and ever-changing stream of info, new art forms, new opinions, new celebrities over and over again. And they absorbed it all to the point of obsession. Such quirky creatures, we thought. Our songs were as old as the mountains and equally as powerful, our rites and traditions time-proof, unchanged over the millennia. We established contact with this curious race, step by step, over the span of another 10 orbits around their star. We had to admit it was both funny and a little bit flattering when we discovered that humans started wearing clothes quite inspired by our uniforms and technical suits. Then they started to change little things, the colour, the materials. They added patterns and decided which complements would suit it better, the most popular one a light scarf that apparently would contrast with the mineral plates. Not one of them months later, one warrior of our expedition came into the decision chamber wearing one of those modified uniforms, as if there were nothing strange with it. She was the first, but not the last. Soon, philosophers and metal nurses started to imitate the humans, picking up some of their slang and mannerisms, and when the humans grew bored with something, so did those members of our expedition for fear of being seen as uncultured and out of the loop in the numerous human parties we were invited to attend. When the acclimatization period was over, we opened the stars for the humans, introducing them to a whole galaxy of stagnant cultures and pragmatic species that received this strange race with little interest. They had warriors like us, but their weapons and tactics were too primitive to make them a reliable menace. They had philosophers like us, but other races surpassed their intellectual capacity in ways they weren't even able to understand yet. But humanity did the same thing they did when we first contacted. They learned, they emulated, and then they modified. Meme, virality, trend. Words for concepts until then alien to us. Humans looked upon the cultures of dozens of species and absorbed them, earning the sympathy of even the most traditionalist members of the Alliance. They gave new voices to old legends and shared them across the galaxy. One year humans appreciated the echo poetry of the Minami people. The next one most of them would dress just like the ice farmers of the Yuzur Collective. And then humans started to improve, to experiment, to upgrade. Because humanity had gazed upon the traditions and artistic expressions of older and more powerful races, grew bored and found them wanting, and the entire galaxy followed suit. In only one generation, our cubs now look for humans to tell them what's popular, which artists are relevant, and what clothing style is currently acceptable to wear. The Merilon Queens contract humans to design new colour patterns for their translucid wings, and no sane Alliance senator travels without a human counsellor to keep her up to date with the current trends. Earth has turned into the galaxy cultural powerhouse and made acceptable things not even considered before by some of the other races. Humans are now our celebrities, our artists and forward thinkers. Some of them living in other planets have their every movement and activity analysed and turned into a trend by the local population, eager to be as interesting as that human apparently is. Humanity has changed us, made us something else. They are unifying us, but also making us forget who we were and what we believed in. We're slowly being turned into human, and I don't know what we can do about it. I was there during our first contact. Me and the members of the expedition have been exposed to humans longer than most. That warrior with the new uniform never returned to our moon home. Instead, she chose to stay on Earth and live with a female human. One of our philosophers is now a renowned writer, famous across the stars. And me? Well, I'm writing this in human language, am I not? Fagar, son of Kreza, son of Owas, son of Darm, war leader and Sigma explorer.